Hello everyone, welcome back to this voice modulation workshop. My name is Savvy and today you will be able to learn how you can modify your voice, make it sound more feminine, more masculine, or more androgynous. Before we move into this big section of the workshop, I do need to make some things clear that are really important when it comes to voice. Vocal hygiene is very important when it comes to using your voice, so be sure to drink water at least 10 to 15 minutes before doing any voice work. That is because when you drink water, it does not go directly on your vocal cords or your vocal folds because they just go into your stomach, and the vocal folds are like in the windpipe section of things, so the hydration process will happen through the blood flow. So be sure to drink 10 to 15 minutes before that. Any voice work that you might want to do, your body will be really thankful. And keep yourself hydrated during all voice practice, of course. Now, certain medications are known to be somewhat drying to the voice. Typically, spironolactone is known to be dehydrating to the whole body, and that includes also the voice. As you may already know and probably suspected, certain substances such as smoking or alcohol or caffeine in great doses, they tend to make the voice really dehydrated. Of course, at the end of the day, whether it's medication or whether it is substances that you do use, body autonomy reigns supreme, so you do what you want with your body. But this is just a little thing that you have to know, so maybe you can try to work around it. If typically you have to take these medications, or if you want to drink a little cup of coffee, it's not going to be the end of the world. Just be sure to drink some water, enough to make that, kind of balance out. Or maybe try to take the medication in the morning and practice in the evening, or vice versa. Really find your own routine that makes it easiest for you to use your voice. All right, with that being said, let's talk a little bit about what voice is about. So we have this little neat model here called the power source filter model. And this aims to break down the voice into three main categories. The power, which is the air in our lungs. The source, which is the vibration of the vocal folds that create a source sound. And then the filter, which is pretty much like the whole resonance chamber, the whole space. If you have a really big space, you're going to have a very dark voice. If you have a really small space, you're going to have a really bright voice. So how does all of this function? Very simply, we have air here. It moves up the trachea. It reaches the vocal folds within the larynx, and you can find the larynx on your neck, by the way. If you find a little bump there, the bump is actually the cartilage part of the voice box of the larynx. And so within the larynx, you have little flaps that open and close really quickly, hundreds of times per second, thanks to the air provided from below, and that creates the source sound. And then that source sound gets textured, gets warped, gets filtered out, thanks to the nasal cavity, the oral cavity, so the mouth, and the pharyngeal cavity, which is the tube connecting both the mouth and the nose at the back. And all of these things together allow you to say different vowel sounds like a, e, I, o, u. These are just different tongue position and shapes and different lip and positions and shapes. But if you want to do something like a to effectively making the space much larger and really changing that darkness or brightness perception of the voice, you will do that by probably lowering the larynx, and that creates a much bigger filter size as a result. And this is the one thing that most people overlook. So vocal tract size, you might have heard the term resonance. This is what we're referring to. So yes. All right, air moves up, sets vocal folds in motion. They create a sound. Sound gets filtered into here, and then magic happens. But magic comes at a cost, and there is a material truth to our voices. So what are we really trying to do here? I'm not trying to teach you how to sound like a perfectly hyper feminine voice or a perfectly hyper masculine voice. Voice is on a spectrum. You will have low feminine voices, you will have high masculine voices. So the goal for you, everyone has their own goals really, but your goal might be very different from someone else. So what is there that we have to care about really, more so than fitting in a certain box? Well, we talk about testosterone. Testosterone is the main hormone that affects our voice and our body overall. Testosterone does three things to our body. And I'll kind of demonstrate what those three things are right now. So let's imagine that this is me pre-puberty whatsoever, and the first thing that happens when testosterone hits my voice is that my larynx is gonna drop, so as it drops,
it makes the voice much darker, achieving a much bigger size. This sounds a lot darker. That's number one. Bigger size, darker resonance. Then the second thing that happens is the vocal folds right now, they vibrate really fast, and they're gonna become longer, and as they become longer, they can now vibrate a lot slower. And as they vibrate a lot slower, you can hear that my voice is now really big, dark, and it's at a really low pitch as well. And there's a third thing. With testosterone, muscle increases in the body, and the voice is no stranger to that. So the third thing that happens, the vocal folds vibrate with much more vocal fold mass, and now we have like this really boomy masculine voice. So if you want to achieve a more feminine voice, you
Basically revert all of these three aspects, making your vocal tract smaller by raising your larynx, making your voice softer if it was
very heavy to start with,
and make your voice go higher in pitch. I feel like that's the most common thing that people go for. They generally try to go for a higher pitch, and that's about it. And if you want to make your voice more masculine, try to mimic the effects of testosterone. There might be limits because testosterone is frankly like a biological hack, let's be honest. But with practice, you'll be able to find some people that didn't have testosterone puberties, but still are able to achieve really dark voices. I'm thinking of like female like metal screamers typically. Like you can find some of them that go really, really low in pitch. But you know, practice and training can unlock quite a lot with your voice. Now, that's all about it for what voice is about. And I did mention before that hygiene is really important. Another thing that's important with vocal hygiene, it's not just the hydration aspect of it, but the warm-up. As you may already guess, voice is not just something ethereal. It's also muscle, and just like any muscle, those muscles want to be stretched out. Think about it like voice yoga. So what we're going to do is what we call softies, S-O-V-T. And basically, the premise is, if we use our voice normally, we push air up from the lungs, up here into the larynx. So the vocal folds like this, they get air from below, and so they always vibrate from bottom to top, like this. So that means that they always have to have this huge pressure from below them. If we do a softie, a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, we occlude the vocal tract a little bit, which means that now we create a pocket of pressure above the vocal folds, which allows them to vibrate a little bit more gently. It might be harder to do that sound at first, but this is why we do it. It's harder for us to do technically, but physically it's easier on the voice, and that's why we tend to do these things. So just a better warm-up for the voice than just aimlessly singing. Although singing can be nice too, but do some warm-ups. And this is what we're going to do right now. So for this, you are more than welcome to unmute your mics, and we'll try to do some warm-ups together. I'll show you a warm-up to do, and then you can mimic after me. I'll start on an O sound, as in the sound old. So, I go first. Let's try this all together in 3, 2, 1. All right, very good. This time I'm going to do a Z sound, as in the word zoo. I go first. Let's try this all together in 3, 2, 1. All right, very good. And one last sound. This time we're going to do a lip trill. We're going to bubble our lips. I go first. And let's try this last one in 3, 2, 1. And that's it. Good job. Now, this is just like a few seconds because our time here with the stage is limited, but you're more than welcome to do these, or you're encouraged rather, to do these like at least 1 minute or 2 minutes every day after waking up and having hydrated your voice. You don't have to do the silly sound specifically, but the sillier the sound, the better it is. I mean, the lip trill we do, it sounds very silly, but it has a greater pressure potential than just say, oh, for example. The best one you can do is have a straw in water and then push your voice through the straw in water. That's my little recommendation for you. So that's about it about voice. So now let's move on to the next part of the workshop, the direct help and feedback. So, for those who are not aware and are not familiar with the concept, I get up on stage 2 people who want to feminize their voices and 2 people who want to masculinize their voices. All right, today I'm going to start with voice masculinization. If you're interested in making your voice more masculine, please jump in place, raise your hand, or use the hand emoji. All right, let's see. I feel like I recognize your name. You've already been on stage before, Coffee Beans, yes?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have? Okay. Is there no one else? Oh, Chrissy Pie, yes? Have you been on stage before? Oh, come closer. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself. No, I haven't. I don't have to use the feminizing or masculinizing.
I cannot hear you still. Can you come closer?
Shit, still. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's really far.
I'm so sorry.
It's cool. It's fine.
I didn't catch if that was for masculinizing or feminizing.
It's masculinizing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Ah, it's fine. It happens. All right. Well, okay. I mean, there's only Coffee Beans here, so all right. Coffee Beans, come up on stage. Come on, come on, come on. Everyone, give a big round of applause to Coffee Beans. Woo! All right. Hello. Hi. Welcome. Welcome back. How's your voice practice been coming along? Hello. Hi.
Okay, messing with my mic settings. Okay, there we go. Voice practice has been going pretty good. Been
Nice.
like for a while now. Been doing like vocal exercises like every day, and
Nice.
yeah, I think it's been good so far.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Have you been able to practice a little bit? Just like maybe record your voice, listen back to it? Were you able to see some noticeable differences in how you were able to go down in pitch, stuff like that? What's your journey been like since last time?
So far I've mainly just like with voice practice, just like singing in like my lower pitch, and
Yep.
been using a voice pitch app on my phone to track on like how low I can go and like make sure that I can stick to one certain like low notes that I know I can reach, and see if I can reach those notes like every time I do the practice. And yeah, I've been like recording myself recently, like every day. I'll record like my voice and listen back to it, like see if I notice any differences. And yeah, so like that's what I've been doing so far.
All right, that's awesome. Glad to hear that. It does help a lot to record your voice, listen back to it. You can directly hear the quality shifts and changes. So that's the best way to go about this. All right, so next then, I guess we'll just go ahead and do some readings and see how we can fare with your voice. Okay, so how about you give it a read on that very first sentence here? And just try to go for like the most masc sound you can go for. Give it a try.
Okay. Hello, good morning. How are you? Okay. Ooh. Hello, good morning. How are you? Wait, that's not quite.
All right. No, that's good. That's good. Ooh, good setup. So, ooh, bringing the pitch down and bringing the darkness in as well a little bit. Ooh, all right, quite good. Awesome. Ooh. And then you go ahead and you speak. So, hello. Let's try to go monotonous at first. Let's try to do, ooh, hello, good morning. How are you? Try it out.
Oh, hello, good morning. How are you?
Whoa, that's really good. Okay. Oh, the A sharp 2 does help a lot with this. Oh, good morning. How are you? That's very nice. Awesome. Great. Let's try to add a bit of intonation in there. Maybe something like, oh, hello. Good morning. How are you? Try it out.
Oh, hello. Good morning. How are you?
Very good. Careful here. Hello. Good morning. So as you go up in pitch and hello, hello, it kind of goes hello. Like it kind of goes smaller. So let's try
Hello. Try to move up in pitch, but still stay really big and dark. Hello.
try it out.
Hello. Hello.
But now you stay in the same pitch. Okay.
Hello.
All right. Let's try this. We're gonna take the hello word and we're gonna go up in pitch. And each time we go up in pitch, we try to go darker. All right. So basically, we start really low here at A2. It's A sharp 2. Here we go. And you say
Hello.
really dark. You can use your hand to like kind of track where your Adam's apple is as you do so.
Hello.
And then we're gonna go up
Da da. Up to C3. Hello.
and we're gonna go step by step by step like this, going up, trying to really get our sound really dark. Try it again.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Let's go up.
Oh. D3. Hello.
Oh, hello.
Careful here. Ha ha. Not. We want to have a.
Ha.
You're getting more of a. Ha. So take that H sound in hello and make that darker.
Hello.
Try it out.
Hello.
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 Okay. Hello. Careful, it's trailing up. So that's the thing.
Hello.
Right? Let's try the other way around. Let's start bright on this pitch. Hello. And then let's try to trail darker as we hold that pitch. Hello. Kind of like you're yawning midway through the word. Try it out.
Hello.
Yes, that one, exactly. And now, hello.
Let's try to stay here and hello, 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 hello. Try to maintain it there.
Yeah.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Okay, that's much better.
Hello, 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 hello.
All right, good. And now,
Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
all right, very good. That's much better. And now, whole sentence. Whoops.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, a little bit bright. Morning. We would want to have more of a
Morning.
bit darker. But Abbas Alpha is really good. Now, I mean, you have a really. When you go for like a really low pitch and you kind of stay monotonous down there, it's remarkably low in pitch, A sharp 2. Nothing to be shy, like nothing to be ashamed of. This is a really good pitch. Then we have like a dark sound. It's very good. Now, I think what's lacking a bit is like the vocal fold mass aspect of things. Like now we have like a
Hello, good morning. How are you? We'd want to have it a bit more vocal fold mass. So we'd want to have hello, good morning. How are you?
to kind of like beef up that sound, because right now what's happening is you have a really big vocal tract, you have a low pitch, but you have like still a lot like very thin vocal fold mass that's kind of coming from the higher pitches that are softer, right, from like your usual voice range. And so as you adapt that like very gentle vocal fold mass to
A bigger space. Well, it sounds hollow. It sounds hollow because you have like this big container that's not being filled up by sound at all, right? Hello, 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 hello.
this is why vocal fold mass is so important, is to fill up that container so that your glass sounds full, in a sense, not half empty. And I mean, like, hollow voices works too, you know, like, this technically it works as a mask voice. It just sounds like a very chill and relaxed mask voice. I feel like it's kind of like a surfer dude, bro. Surfer bro dude. Surfer dude. Like, yo, hello, good morning. How are you? You want to take the waves, bud? Yeah. I'll have a cup of coffee, please. You know, it's very chill, buddy. So it's like, it's kind of like that vibe. So like, if you rock that, go for it. It's great. But if perhaps you'd want something that sounds a bit more in line with what like most masculine voices go for, and again, this is where, you know, voice preference is really important. There's like not like one perfect mask voice. So like if you want to pursue that, you can. If not, there's still the option of working on using the higher pitches, but making those darker. Because right now, you have really good dark and low pitches, but when you go higher in pitch, hello, right, your size gets smaller, right? Kind of like taking back the habit of like your I would say like your previous voice, right? And so like that's something that you might want to work on because it can be nice to have those higher pitches as well, right? You don't want to have like yeah, hello, good morning, how are you, right? Like otherwise you would weave in and out between like a really femme high pitch and a really masc low pitch, but you would want to have like also masculine high pitches. So hello, good morning, how are you? Like think like opera singers, you know, like they go really high in pitch and they have this really dark and big space. So that's my recommendation. Working on making your voice a little bit heavier, thicker, and otherwise trying to get those higher pitches to be as dark as the lower pitches because you're doing really well with those. So might want to work on that other aspect of your voice. Sounds good?
Yeah. Okay. So to make sure I understand, try to focus on working on vocal mass and vocal weight.
Correct. So vocal mass and vocal weight are the same thing. I mean, they're like the same conceptual thing. It's like making like your voice thicker, kind of like you're forcing a bit more muscle into your voice, kind of like that. Like one of the quickest ways I can think of like engaging that is like to do like a physical effort that's quite demanding, like trying to push a wall or trying to lift a desk that's too heavy for you, or I don't know, like any like kind of effort that you know your body won't come through, so you actually don't damage or break anything in your house, you know. But then try to like engage your voice at the same time. So like for example, here's the wall for me, so I can like try to push that wall. It's not gonna move. I can go right. I'm engaging my whole body, my whole core, you know, and that as a result kind of engages my vocal folds more. You've probably noticed that people at the gym, they always go like like they always have these really thick voices. That's why their vocal folds get engaged in the process of effort. So yeah, that's the way to go about vocal mass. And otherwise, the second thing is go for higher pitches, but try to make the higher pitches darker, right? So work on like making the higher pitches darker, like in a monotonous manner. So, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. So that they can be weaved in with the rest of your lower voice. Okay?
Okay. Yeah. It's like
All right.
good morning.
Yes, kind of.
Good morning. Yeah.
Good morning. All right. Yes, that's pretty much it. All right. I hope that has been helpful, Coffee Beans. Very good work on your voice. You're able to go so low in pitch. That's crazy. Yeah. I'll hope to see like even more from your voice. All right. I'll see you around. Everyone give a big round of applause to Coffee Beans. Woo!
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. That was great. All right, what kind of accent is that? That was great. There's so many more people. All right, next up I'll do femme voice. So, you're right here. Zar457, yes? Was it a question about voice? Oh, I guess so, yes. Hello.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi. Hello.
I honestly, I don't feel great about the whole like thing in terms of like what I sound like right now. So I've been really wanting to try to do the, you know what I'm saying, but I don't know how. I have a bunch of just like trans femme friends, you know, try to help me. It's just I just feel like I'm just not doing it. Just like I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong or what I'm supposed to actually be doing. I don't know how to actually, you know, get to that point. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure.
All right, let's talk about it. First of all, what's your experience of voice so far? Have you done some voice acting prior to this, or just done fun cartoon voices? No, any singing whatsoever? What about music? Have you played some instruments?
In high school, I was in marching band.
Okay, cool. That's nice. Playing drums or?
It was bass drum. I was like the skinniest person there, carrying the biggest one for some reason. I
It's
don't know
always like
why they
that.
did
Yeah.
that, but yeah.
Yeah. Get the strongest kick into it. All right, cool. Let's see. Can you give me a slide from your lowest pitch up to your highest pitch? Give it a try.
Like I don't know.
All right, all the way up to
I'm also like a
B3.
little bit embarrassed too.
That's okay. You're fine. It's good.
Yeah.
You're doing great. No worries. B3 is just fine. That we can make something work with that. Okay, cool. So, generally, most fem voices tend to lie in the area of like D3 up to C4. You are able to go up to B3. And since you say you're not, well, you're familiar with music. I can't speak. Wow, what kind of lisp is that? Are you familiar with like music theory at all?
Maybe at one point, but I don't remember.
All right, let's take a look.
Unfortunately.
Do you see the slide loaded over here?
Yeah, pitch ranges and pitch behaviors.
Yep. All of this is just like a piano roll. So you already know that music is cut down, at least in our Western cultures, into 12 EDO, which means equal divisions of the octave. An octave is 8 notes, so it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? And you repeat that on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth octave, etc., etc. All you need to know is that most fem voices tend to lie between E3 and E4 or E3 and C4 or whatever. Like there's no one consistent range here. This is why I wrote common socially gendered ranges. This is a suggestion. There's like fem voices that are way below that limit and
There is masc voices that are way above that limit.
right? So like just to show you that this is a suggestion and that you will find that this is not just the only defining factor of gender. But okay, you can go up to here, up to B3. It's like all of this could be used, all right? So you have like pretty much almost all of the octave from E3 to E4. All right, so now next part, which is the most important, is to work on making your voice brighter. So how do we do this? What is brightness? You've been around, I don't know if you were here at the start of the workshop, but basically the whole point is that think about your voice like an instrument, because after all, it kind of is. See a guitar, it's big body. Now see a ukulele, very small little guitar. When you strum the strings and do the same notes, one is going to sound like bing, the other one is going to sound like ding, like a lot more bright, you know? Their body is defining their resonance chamber. And so the bigger the body,
The darker the sound, the
smaller the body, the brighter of sound. And so this is exactly what we want to do. We want to be able to shrink our throat a little bit to kind of make a vocal tract that has not been affected by testosterone. So the way we do this is by using whispers. Whispers do not use the vibration of the vocal folds. It's just air passing through your throat. So if you do a whisper and you listen to how low or how high it sounds, this is a dark whisper, very masculine leaning, and this is a bright whisper, quite feminine leaning. So let's try just that. Can you give me just a whisper on the word pat that cat? Like pat that cat. Try it out. Very good. I'm gonna need you to check your sound settings real quick so that the whisper can probably come through. Make sure that noise suppression is turned off and that the mic activation threshold is all the way down to 0%. Give it a try.
Pat.
All right.
That cat.
Perfect. This is what we hear. Pat that cat. You can tell it's a little bit raspy in your case. Pat that cat. Try to go for a softer version, like a like very gentle output of the air. Try that.
Pat. That cat.
Much
Like
better.
that?
Yes. And now this is the first step. You got a soft, gentle whisper. And I want to make that soft, gentle whisper bright. So you start from
pat that cat.
and we're gonna go
Pat, pat,
pat, pat, pat, Try it out.
Pet. 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 Pet.
Now, careful here.
Pet.
Whilst you're getting brighter,
Pet.
you're also engaging your voice too quickly. You went pa 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 pa. The result is quite bright though, to be honest. Pat that cat. We could make that work. Just do know that if you want to practice strictly the brightness of things, it's best to just go for just the whisper so you can really hear only the whisper change. Pa 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 pa. But let's see. Okay, tell me when the slide has loaded for you. Awesome. Let's try that together. So I want you to say that, Matt Brad, on a really, really dark whisper. For this, by the way, take your hand and put it on your neck gently. Have your index finger below your chin, kind of, and your pinky finger kind of above the collarbone. And just like have your hand splayed like that. So it's kind of like a ladder, like a scale for your throat, right? So now I want you to give me a really dark that, Matt Brad. So like Darth Vader.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
convincing Vader, but I want to whisper. Sorry, I didn't make that clear. So
That mad brat. Yeah, just the air.
That mad brat sat on that
Perfect.
flat mat.
Yeah,
can you tell how low the Adam's apple is?
yeah. That mad brat.
That's perfect. Now keep that hand here, and now let's feel for
That.
and you should feel your larynx move up. Try it out.
That.
Whisper, 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 whisper.
That.
Yes. Yes. Yes, you're doing it. And then from there, that's mad brats.
That.
Yes.
That.
No, the first one was good.
That.
Okay. That's mad brat.
That.
You got it.
Mad
Yes.
brat.
Yes. Here you go. Try to do the whole sentence like this. That mad brat sat on
That mad
flat
brat
mat.
sat on that flat mat.
That's very good. Awesome. Now try to move the pitch around a little bit. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Now carefully here. That mad brat sat. So what's happening here is like you're starting like on the low point again. That mad brat. So as we move the pitch around, it definitely broke things a little bit. But that first one here, that was really good. That mad brat sat on that flat mat. Okay, good. So what's important here is that you got the whisper gradient correctly. You also felt with your hand how it's like to have your Adam's apple move. You probably noticed that when you went like that mad brat, that it probably like kind of oscillated up and down, right? Our goal is for it to stay mostly still because it's not meant to be frozen in place. You want it to be mostly still and just kind of like staying high up there, right? That mad brat sat on that flat mat. And also choose a pitch that's high enough because the lower the pitch, the harder it is to keep your larynx raised and speak through that. So my recommendation is have like a pitch monitor, use Audacity, any recording software, record your voice, listen back to it, and just create that like little feedback loop. So using those whispers to pat that cat to fine tune your voice brighter, trying to aim for a pitch between E3 and E4, and then the rest is experimentation and figuring things out for yourself. All right.
Yeah, I haven't tried Audacity yet. That's something that I could probably try for sure.
Yeah, or not. Like you could also like just use your phone. I have like vocal pitch monitor on Android. If you have Android, that works too. It's free to use.
Oh,
So
I'll download that. Yeah.
yeah, vocal pitch monitor, and like I can just press record and I can be like, okay, so that's mud brat. And then cool thing, I can just press play back on this and I can listen for it. Oh, it's not loud enough.
That's mud brat.
Good. And then and then you hear that how it went like that
Mad.
brat. So you can tell that like on the mad it really dropped back to a bigger space. So then you can like try to do another one where you focus on fixing the word mad, for example, etc., etc. Okay. And that's about it. If you have any, do you have any questions?
No, I don't really have a questions. It's just this is something that I'm really struggling with, so I'll try out the vocal pitch monitor thing and the or Audacity or something like that. Vocal pitch monitor sounds good. I mean, does it just
It's pretty
like tell
good.
you like just like what note you're on when you're talking?
It gives you just what note you're on when you're talking, and you can record as well. So it's a good like 2-in-1 thing, and it's free to use. That's the third good thing. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
everyone, give a big round of applause to Czar. Woo! Okay, next up, I want someone who wants to make their voices sound more masculine. Anyone wants to make their voices more masculine, please jump in place, raise your hand, or use the hand emoji. Am I seeing no one? Is my sight that bad? All right, let's see. I saw a deputy egg over there jump. Have you already been on stage before, deputy? That's a no of your head? All right. Come up on stage. Come on, come on. All right, everyone give a big round of applause to Deputy Egg. Woo! All right. Hello, welcome. Hi.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Deputy Egg, let's start a timer. There we go. All right, all good. Welcome. Have you been around the workshops before? Or is this your first time ever in here?
This is my first time ever.
Welcome to the voice modulation workshop. All right, so how can I help you? What kind of objectives do you have for your voice? And what's your experience of your voice so far?
My experience is that a lot of people think I just kind of sound like a middle schooler, or I feel like I have like a really I feel like I have like a really feminine way of saying things. I don't really know.
Interesting way to say that. You have a really thin way. Okay. So like, there's certainly like certain speech patterns, like intonations that kind of sound more feminine. This was present on the pitch. That's not the right graph. All right. So like some pitch behavior patterns tend to sound more feminine than others. For example, here you can have like the sentence, da 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 da. Being within these ranges is not mandatory. That would be a flat intonation. Then you would have like the downwards pitch vector, which is more heard in like affirmative or like just determining like sentences where just like you're certain about a fact. Being within these ranges is not mandatory. It sounds more assertive, and assertiveness seems to be more attributed to masculine. So when we speak in femme voices, we tend to hear more of like a being within these ranges is not mandatory, for example, right? Like that's one way to look at it. So even if you have like a masc voice, for example, like
being within these ranges is not mandatory versus being within these ranges is not mandatory.
I guess this one gives more radio voice, but if you are kind of already struggling with other things, for example, like your voice being too soft and your voice being like slightly brighter, then being within these ranges is not mandatory. Could make you sound very quickly androgynous. So pitch is not the only thing that matters, but I can see how you have perhaps some of these patterns present, and that you might want to go perhaps for something that goes a bit more downwards. But that's easy enough for you to practice with. That's just the pitch monitor stuff. All right, let's try something a bit more concrete. Can you give me a slide from your highest pitch down to your lowest pitch? Give it a
Oh
try.
god.
There's no wrong answer, just pitch.
You guys don't make fun of me, okay? So highest, like. Oh.
Oh, D sharp 3, that's a solid one to have. Okay. Oh, okay. So D sharp 3 can sound either like hello, hello, or like
Hello, hello.
So it can be both a really feminine or a really masculine sound, generally more masculine attributed. So let's see, D sharp 3, very good. Now, next thing we want to do is say pat that cat, and we're going to do so starting bright first. So I want you to give me a bright pat that cat. I also encourage you to like use your hand and try to see if you can find your Adam's apple there. Can you feel the bump there? It might be less prominent from you. For you, perhaps you find it.
Yeah.
Don't press down on it. Cool, very good. So as you have found it, can you say pat that cat in a really bright manner? So like pat cat. Very good. So you said pat cat. Now we want to go darker. So pat
Pat, pat, that cat.
Pat that cat.
okay.
Pat, that cat.
Let's just say the word pat and then start to go like bright, medium, dark. So pat. Try it out. Good. So you went pat. So not as dark as me, but I also have a crazy dark range, so so that's already really good. Okay, nice. So with that experience, right, like you have been able to feel your Adam's apple move down beneath your fingers, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's very good. So I want you to like kind of like rely on that position, on the feeling that it gives you to be like
That dark, like that low.
for some people it's like a feeling. For me it's like I can kind of like feel the muscles of my neck kind of tense in a different way. I don't really have a word that I can put on this, but like it's something bound to muscle memory that's kind of personal to all of us individually. And so as you have this,
This darker position. Pat, that cat.
I want you to just try to read that sentence here. So
Pat, that mad brat sat on that flat mat.
with a really dark whisper. Give it a try. Very good.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Now try to compare it with the bright version, so you have kind of like a reference point. So something like Pat's mad brat sat. And then
That mad brat sat.
try the back and forth. I mean, the timer stopped at the time that person crashed. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's rough. That's so rough. Oh no. Okay, I'll I'll give that person some time later. All right, next and last. I know Chrissy Pie, I saw you before, and you wanted to come up for a femme voice. So, you want to come up on stage? Yes. All right, come closer. Come. All right. Big applause to Chrissy Pie. Woo! All right. Your mistake saved you a slot. Okay, I also didn't want to. I just didn't want to say. I just didn't want you to think I forgot that you were there. All right. So, hi. First time ever in these workshops?
Yeah.
All right. Great. What's your experience with voice so far?
Well, this is my voice naturally. I
Sounds
started
good.
transitioning years ago. I'm not on hormones. I don't know, but I can drop it really low if I wanted to, but it's never been natural. Right.
Right.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Very good. Solid.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
I guess I'm just trying to figure out how I can refine it a bit. You know, I feel like it's raspy and I don't know how to fix that. I'll get some water. Yeah.
Yeah, water's always good. Get that good. Always good to have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so get that sip, girl. Um,
Bump out.
so, all right, so we got this. Down. So, if I may mimic your voice a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm getting like, like quite a very bright voice, like perhaps one that has like a little bit leaning on more vocal fold mass. It's very bright. It's generally more soft. It's not like crazy thick either, but I do think that it leans a little bit more on the thicker side. rather than on like the thinner, softer side. And so like that's probably where you might be able to refine it. Your voice does not sound raspy. Like a femme voice that would sound raspy would sound like this, you know, like I had way too many like cigarettes. Do you have a ciggy I could smoke on?
Right.
Honey, I worked so hard on this. You know, like that's raspy to me. It's generally more breathy. It's like leaky, like air passes through, kind of like the vocal folds struggle to close. You're not raspy. You're doing well for yourself in that regard. So I don't hear any tension. However, I do hear maybe like a little bit of that vocal fold mass. It's very subtle, and I think, to be honest, like my personal opinion on this, as someone that's too woke, not too woke, but like when you work with voice so much, you're like you end up just liking kind of every type of voice because it's like, oh, it's nice to have like a wide variety of voices. But like, I like the voice you have. Like, you know, that Matt Brat sound like flat Matt versus that Matt Brat sound like flat Matt. Both sound feminine to me. So just know that whatever I'm saying here is not to say that your voice could be better. It's just to say that right now you want to push your voice in a more polished direction, quote unquote. And polish in voice is not being set in stone in a voice. It's about being free with it, doing what you want with your voice. So, yeah.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. When it comes to softness, I want you to give me an ah sound, just like a gentle, like ah.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
You got it. Good. It's fine. It's fine. That ah is really good. So ah, but in your case, it's a bit more thicker. Ah, instead of a right? So what I want you to do is like kind of focus on your breath. You can give me like a big breath out, like a all at once. Okay, that was about a second and a half. Now try to make that twice as long. Yeah. Very good. And twice as long again.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. So, how are you going longer? You're not generating air from a pocket dimension, are you? That would be magic and really cool. So that means that if you're able to breathe out for a longer period of times, you're able to regulate how fast the air exits your lungs, right? So the longer you can go, the slower you can breathe out, to the point where you can go completely silent. I know it didn't look like it, but I emptied my lungs silently here.
Right, okay.
And so, like, using that ability to, like, kind of, like, breathe out very slowly can help you kind of nurture the feeling, or rather nurture the phonation process that requires less air, aka thinner vocal folds. So what I want you to do is give me like the softest, quietest stream of air, like a, it's not even being picked up, to be honest. And then I just like go ahead and I do like a little sound, like a little squeak, maybe like a or a or it doesn't really matter what the pitch is. The point is that it starts with like the bare amount of air. Try it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, good. Now let's try to set a lower pitch. So you're doing great. Don't worry. Let's try to set this pitch. So instead of having like a full voiced we try to go. It's meant to sound like kind of shaky and weak because we're using very little amounts of air. Try it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful. And I'll try to hold it.
Oh, the mic. I'm sorry. It's kind of.
Yeah, the mic is cutting. Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Make sure that noise. Sorry, I'm not very awake either. So make sure the mic activation threshold is turned all the way down, and that noise suppression is turned off. Yeah, we got this. We got this. Whoop.
Okay, noise suppression is off. My threshold is nothing. Okay, okay,
Nice. Okay.
perfect.
Good. Yes. And now try to say that mat brat sat on that flat mat.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Now compare those to how you would have normally said it. That mad brat sat to that mad brat sat night and day. Try it out for
Right.
yourself. Feel how different that is.
Right. That mad brat sat on the flat mat. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Exactly
Right.
that. Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So you just unlock like the soft voice. And I think the beauty is when you learn how to weave in and out of it. Because, you know, the more free you can be your voice, the more quote unquote natural it sounds. Because it shows that you're just comfortable in it, you know? So I could go like, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Or I could be like, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Kind of like,
Right.
I guess, picking up energy in the middle of the sentence for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Not the, not the like best example of that. Like this can like really improve control, and this gives you also like the option to like kind of like have a voice where like maybe you're sharing a secret with someone, you know, like, hey, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. Yeah, no, I just said that mad brat sat on that flat mat. It's cool, you know. So
Right.
it's kind of like different energies, and so like yeah, that's pretty much it. So you might have noticed though that when you did it, you had a bit of that like that mad brat sat on that flat mat. You had a bit of creak. Creak
right,
is not
yeah.
inherently bad. It's the sound that happens when the vocal folds are really close, but there's not enough air to power them, right? So
Right.
that just means that you had so little air that the vocal folds are like, yeah, we are used to being more closed because you generally use a bit more vocal fold mass. Your vocal folds tend to be more closed, right? They're thicker, so there's more mass, so they tend to want to close more together because you use more air. So as you reduce the amount of air, the vocal folds might not necessarily follow. That's why you have this, that mad brat sat on that flat mat. You might also encounter the opposite way, where you might disengage the vocal folds more, but still have the same amount of breath. So, for example, that mad brat sat on that flat mat, and that makes your voice sound breathy, not something you want. So I
Right.
prefer much what you did, where like it's ending more in a creak. That's kind of like safer for your voice because it dehydrates it less. Like it just keeps your voice more hydrated.
Right.
And that's about it. Like, if you can play around with that softness and discover that you can control your airflow independently from the rest of your voice, you pretty much got most of the things you need. Otherwise, other comments on your voice is your pitch is good, your brightness is good. All there was is maybe like a small nudge towards heavy vocal fold mass, but like again, not crazy thick either, you know. So like you're
Right.
kind of like, it's a gradient, right? Like you can have like the hyper soft femme voice, slightly soft femme voice, kind of soft femme voice, right in the middle. Have a little bit more vocal fold mass, have a little bit more, have like a lot of it, have way too much of it, you know. So like it's
awesome.
a gradient. Play along that axis of how much you engage muscle in your voice, and you are good to go.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, you're super welcome. Everyone, give a big round of applause to Chrissy Pie. Woo! All right, awesome. Okay, let's see how much time we got. It's 56. All right, let's do this thing. Deputy Egg, you crashed. Come close. Come closer again. let's do a little bit of practice. All right, applause to Deputy Egg. Woo! You came back from the void of crashing, and you're so much smaller too. What happened to you?
Yeah, sorry.
You're good. You're good. Oh wow, you're tall again. Great. All right. So, blah. Lightning rounds. Let's go back. Give me that mad brat here. Really dark. Let's go down in pitch. Yeah. So.
That mad brat.
Yeah.
Great.
And now let's bridge that into your low pitch.
That mad brat sat.
Try it out.
I'm making myself laugh, sorry.
No, it's okay. You're fine.
That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
Okay, very good. So we have that mad brat sound. What I do notice is that you kind of go brighter here, because like it's more like a that mad brat rather than a that mad brat.
And given the whisper you have shown me, I think there's potential for you to go much darker than this, right? So my thought on this is maybe let's try a different approach. Can you give me that low pitch again?
That mad brat.
And then from here, I want you to give me a yawn, like a
That mad. That mad brat. Like a big yawn. It speaks through that big yawn.
That
Oh, so tired.
mad
Yeah. Yes.
brat.
Yeah, it
I'm
makes your
really
voice so
trying.
dark.
That
Yeah, no.
mad brat.
yes. It's very
I
good.
cannot hold
Ah.
it. That
Ah.
mad
What?
brat sat on that flat
Yeah.
mat.
That mad brat sound and flat mad.
Okay, that's quite good. It's better than the
That mad brat sat. So that mad brat sat.
okay, very good. So that's something for you to practice with, kind of like latching or like rather leaning into that like position of the darker brightness, like that means nothing, of that lower larynx position and having a bigger vocal tract as a result. So like using your hand, kind of like noticing where it is at. You can either go for like the whisper, that, and then close the vocal folds again.
That mad brat.
But be careful not to go
That mad brat
sat on that flat mat. Be careful not to let your larynx move back up, right? Or you can use the yawn so that you can practice making your voice darker whilst you're speaking. So whilst the vocal folds are vibrating. So this is not using the whispers.
That mad brat sat down. That mad brat sat on that flat mat.
And try to lean into that. Okay?
Just worried I'm gonna sound like Patrick.
Honestly, Patrick is a pretty decent mask voice to start with. It's a little bit hollow, yes, like
Hey, SpongeBob. Yeah, I live under a stone. But like, also like, you know, Patrick's the star. So like, the problem
with Patrick is that Patrick lacks the texture. So then what you would want to do is increase the vocal weight. I told that to I don't know who was up on stage before. Sorry, names difficult. Like pushing like an object that's really heavy.
That mad brat. That mad
So you
brat.
kind
You know?
of tense to like crisp it up and not sound so like hollow.
Kinda, yeah, in a sense. Like imagine that Patrick Star is under his stone just laying down here, and it's like how does the guy get up? He has to push up the stone. So it's like
Hey, SpongeBob.
and then like a super beefy Patrick, like get that muscle in the voice. But yes, that's what you want to do once you have found this really dark sound. Okay?
Thank you. You're awesome.
You're real welcome. You're great. Don't you worry. All right. Big applause to Deputy Egg. Woo! And with that, we are right on time. All right. Rory, do we have any questions from the Twitch or the Discord that I could be answering? Okay, sounds fine. Then I'll take one or two questions from the audience. If those who want to ask questions and listen to those questions, please come closer. You are probably too far to ask questions for me to hear. All right, come closer. I don't bite, promise. I don't think bunnies bite. I mean, I don't know. Do they? Yeah. All right. Yes. All right. All right. Czar, is it a quick question? I do want to privilege some people that have not been able to be on stage.
I was just wondering if there's like other people that like I could make friends with that would be kind to like help me in their free time.
The whole stage is here. I mean, like you have like the hashtag voice training chat on the Trans Academy Discord. If you're not familiar with that one, that's one that you can go to. The Trans Academy Discord server. I'll talk a little bit about my own Discord server later, but just stick around and I'll talk about that. Okay. Yes. Who has a question? All right, Mini Mahiro, please come close to the stage so everyone can hear you.
Sorry.
Right.
Are there any more like exercise things kind of like that over there? Kind of, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you mean like slides like this?
Or practice stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Practice stuff, I would like recommend trans voice lessons. Like there's like video formats that like have direct like content there. In terms of like those slides, they're present like I think you can find them in the hashtag voice training. Some people already take screenshots of those, so you probably can find them there. Other than that, like on my Discord server, I have like a bunch of like little files you can listen to and try to mimic to. But again, that's something I'm going to talk about after that. So yeah. All right, this is just all like resource related questions. You know, like I can answer those later in DMs if y'all want to know more about this. Okay, any voice related question? Oh, yes. Hana banana na 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 na. Come closer.
I merged my account with a full vrchat account. This is unrelated to my question, but it
Oh, okay.
my username for some reason.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Well, I do appreciate the word hana banana na na na. That's very good. Sorry, you must hate it. Sorry.
I only merged. Never mind.
Your question.
My question is.
Yes.
I heard this idea of pulling or changing your voice so that you're not generating sound from your chest, but rather from your mouth or throat.
Okay. This is a myth. This doesn't mean anything. Let's talk about how voice functions again. It's okay. No, but like this is a really good thing because what you're referring to is what we call like theory from the classical singing, something that predates back to the 13th century. It's unfortunately not grounded in science. This is so typically what you would feel. You're not wrong. You can feel vibration in your chest. You can feel vibrations in your throat. You can feel vibrations in your head. You can feel vibrations in your arms and neck. You get the point. You can feel vibrations everywhere. It depends on like what parts of your body resonate with what, really. This is a method that's been used to teach voice, and it might work from one individual to another, but like to the masses, not so much. So the voice is never really generated in the chest. However, what you might end up finding is, for example, if I have like a really thick voice like this that like generates like a lot of harmonic content, for example, like that could maybe be felt in my chest because of the result of like having more sound overall, right, being produced. Kind of like how bass, you know, kind of like makes your chest vibrate if you're like listening to like those loud bassy music, right? So no, all of the voice is only produced here. It's only in the neck, and it will ever only be in the neck. And then once that sound is produced, it will reverberate in your I guess head, kind of. So like your mouth and your nose and your pharynx. So that's all there is to it. So the one method, maybe like a translated version of that, would be just like if you feel quote unquote vibrations in your chest, there's a quote unquote likelihood that you have like a much thicker voice, and that softening up your voice might help a lot more with feeling quote unquote those vibrations higher up there. Because these would be like smaller spaces, right? So if we really like look at the resonance chamber sizes, the chest is huge. So if the chest is huge, it might be able to vibrate more in tune with lower frequencies, right? It's like a big space. Whereas like the mouth and like the nose, they are smaller spaces. So if some people were to quote unquote feel vibrations in their face or whatever, that would be by making their voices softer and maybe higher in pitch. That's about it. But I do not teach. This has a name. This is called sympathetic vibrations. The vibration that we feel as a result of the voice production. I don't really teach that. Some do, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. But I hope that, regardless of that, that still gave you some like directions to work your voice towards too.
Okay. I think
All right.
that helped.
All right, good. I hope that you get your name things sorted out. Can I say it one last time? All right, thank you for your question, Hannah. 6-7, of course. Okay, this does not help.
It's not 67,
All right.
it's 67, which I've liked
67, sorry.
Years.
It's fine. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. I can't have every question done. So thank you all today for showing up. I'll do the end of the workshop at Blurble. So hey, everyone, My name is Savvy. I teach voice feminization.
Voice masculinization.
I teach voice androgynization, voice acting, singing sometimes, and also human beatboxing with cool sounds such as. So yeah. Yeah. That's what I do.
Just when this happened.
All right. All right. We can talk about this later. So, yeah, I teach all of that cool stuff. If you want to learn, maybe like in the private settings, I teach Discord lessons, lessons on Discord privately. So if you want to reach out, you can find me at savvy_sav, all in lowercase for any of the things I mentioned. Also, if you just click on my bio here, you'll find a link to my Discord community called Scientifically Augmented Voice. I've been building this up for like 5-6 years, not 6-7 years, maybe 6-7 years actually. It's been a while. But yeah, like, sorry, I'll no longer do the 6-7 jokes. So anyways, yeah, be sure to like head over there if you want to like learn more about that. And yeah, just DM me directly if you have questions for resources, if you have questions about lesson pricing and whatnot. I teach public lessons on my Discord, private lessons. So yeah, be sure to let me know. And yeah, as per usual, it was a blast seeing you and having you all around. All right, everyone say goodbye to Twitch and goodbye to Discord. Bye Twitch, bye Discord, and bye YouTube. Bye bye.